Sawubona Njomane.
Saphila njani?
Uyaphila njani futhi?
Hey, kuyale.
Ngiyabona ukuthi hayi kuyatatazelwa kubhizi.
Ethekwini kune-Africa yini tourism
Yes,
indawo.
Trafela.
Okay, lento.
Yes, kuyale. Kodwa-ke kumnandi konke kuletha impumelelo.
Yebo kunjalo.
No, ngiyajabula kakhulu ukuthola ithuba lokuthi ngikhulu. I do remember a couple of years back I said I'm going to invite you in studio. I didn't. Ngono ngale ngihlambuluka kuqala.
Akunankinga.
Yes, no ngiyabonga kakhulu because of ngakudlela isikhathi ngiyazi ukuthi busy. We'll just get to the program yanamhlanje and say let me see if I'm recording because yes, I am recording. All right, so Sanbonani and welcome to In Conversation with Portia, the African Echo. As we honor Africa Month, we're celebrating African voices, stories and spaces that keep our culture alive. And today's conversation is deeply rooted to the power of township theatre. And I'm joined by the wonderful and phenomenal director from South Africa's most impactful creative institution, the KwaMashu Community Advancement Projects, known as KCAP. He is nurturing and empowering youth voices and has turned stories. I wanted to be one of those voices, but let me introduce him first. I'm talking to Dr. Edmund Mhlongo. Njomane, thank you so much for your time and welcome.
Siyabonga kakhulu ukwamukelwa kumnandi ukuba la ekhaya and I'm hoping ukuthi so engage kamnandi.
Mnandi kakhulu. Yazi Njomane njengoba ngisho ngithi I also as ngikhula ne bengifuna nami ukuthi ngibe omunye wabafundi bakho ngingene kwi-theatre. I was not good at angikho good emdansweni cha angikho kodwa mhlambe ngase voiceini yabona ngicwininize ngangicabanga ukuthi nami ngophumelela ngalapho.
Italent lona likufakayo kuleyo mkhakha lo.
Yes.
Nokunye hayi ke kuyalandela.
Kuyalandela.
Yabo usho uzongena ugijima.
Ayishuthi ngaphuthelwa kancane kodwa ke ngoba siyahlangana Njomane namhlanje asibonge kakhulu ngethuba. Asiqale ekuqaleni the beginning. Yini inspireshile efaka ugqozi lokuthi kuqalwe iKCAP?
Hey angazi ifuna ama-hours lento
kakhulu.
in short bengi-student laphana e-University of Durban Westville esibiza nge-UKZN i-Westville campus manje. So singene laphana ngangena ngo-86 kade ngifunda e-Dr. J.L. Dube KwaMashu.
Right.
So then I did my first degree EBA specializing in sociology and history. 86, 87, 88 did the first degree corner. Then go 89 I did honors specializing with sociology. Then after that I got a scholarship in 91 to go to study UK for a master's through United Nations World University Services. So I went to Sussex, one of the prestigious universities in the UK. It's great because our second president, Thabo Mbeki, was a graduate in Sussex. So I went there with IDS, Institute of Development Studies, focusing with development. That's where my eyes were opened when I first went overseas. Here am I, a young person, activist from university, Ozazelanji Township, rural area, Nkwenkwe. Now you're UK alone, awunamuntu, and we are figures unongalazi, things turns upside down. Because from there I went there to do a master's in development economics. But the beauty about it, ukuthi ibin ama different courses, ngoba it's a coursework masters. So yenza almost 3 years, 91 to 93. But my eyes were opened, especially when it comes to the cultural and creative industries. We had to go and study and do a field study, see a group of 5. We were 21 in total among master students from 21 different countries. I was the only one from South Africa. So bese siyagroupa-ke sokwenza research in London about i-power ye-cultural and creative industries lesiyibiza nge-orange economy namhlanje.
Okay.
So now masikhona sistadisha ukuthi ama community art centers asiza kanjani ukcreate ama-job opportunities are-sustainable e-England lapha eLondon. We studied 21 community art centers alaphana eLondon. Amanye enza i-focus kwi-theatre, amanye kwi-film, amanye kwi-dance, amanye kwi-printing, visual, differently.
Right.
My eyes were opened. That's why I realized ukuthi wow, thina sithi arts la eSouth Africa i-hobby, uthiwa ngoba yiphoyisa ube unesi ube something else. Kanti la it's serious business, it's jobs. Any youth is heavily involved kuyona, any highly skilled. Ngase ngiba nephupho ukuthi when I came back ngibuyele eSouth Africa, mana ngi-return back, I want to impart la ma-skills, take that option, pilot it in a township okuthiwa kuhard ngeke uzonze lutho kuyona kwamasha. And I want to go and do that because I've seen it. Mangise Paddington Arts is a tough area laphana e-UK, but i-youth yakhona was involved in arts and was thriving. Mangithi thriving, I'm serious saying thriving. I-dream yami iqhamuke lapho ukuthi now I want to come and start something for my own community ezosiza i-youth abantu abane-energy, nice energy. If in the energy yabe ingagayidwa ingenaturation ngendlela e-right, iya waywide, igcine siproducer into eyi-negative. So thina ngama-80s bese ngama-activists sikwipolitiki, sifocuse lapho sazi ukuthi manje sifuna i-liberation, sifuna i-freedom. So i-mindset yethu was focused ukuthi that's what kept us sibe occupied, sibe busy, singacabangi ezinye izinto zomajola notshwala ne-everything. It's just i-country yethu needs us and singama as laphana, we want to lead the country, so we're focused. Ngama-80s, ama-90s, leaders come out of prison and ben ama-organizations, ama-leaders abhizi ha-negotiator asethi-ke youth again thatha i-backstage thina sibhizi, so isotha le nkinga leyana. Ilapho-ke konakale khona, yabo le gap le ka-91, 92, 93, 94
inkinga yaqala
i-youth yayingasenzi lutho ngoba kuthiwa yimani sekhona abantu abadala ba-negotiator. So i-youth yathi soyenzani-ke manje, saqala-ke into zama-anti-social activities. Ngiyastadisha njalo mina ngaleyana, ngiyeza ukuthi hey, i-crime eSouth Africa, hey khona nento sekuthiwa HIV AIDS erayizayo laphana, hey khona ama-township sekunama-gangsters, sekunama yonke ama-cleaners, all those things yabo.
Yes.
So when I come back, I'm crafting this thing. I want to build a combination yalama art centers engiwabonile ngakhe, but ibe one house, ibe a one stop enayo yonke into. So what you see at KCAP is a model that was stolen from there, and I built my own thing out of those things that I saw there to benefit the youth, and we focus ukuthi ikwazi ukucabanga ama-future yawo in a positive way.
And that you did, and thanks also for coming back from the UK, because omunye umuntu wayezodecide ukuthi no, let me just stay back and work around here, I'm going to make good money, so
Yeah.
work back home.
There were opportunities actually. Ayesho njalo ukuthi hlala nawo ama-opportunities. I had an opportunity to proceed ngenza i-PhD, i-DPhil, but yayithi-ke uzobe usuqashiwe in a way, because it's full time and you'll be doing research with our professor, you'll be traveling countries and all other places, and you'll be employed and you'll get a research scholarship, like a significant salary. So there were opportunities like that, not only in Sussex. By the way, I'm also a soccer player. So I was one of the biggest players lapha Sussex. Sasine-team yethu ebizwa nge-Cape Tucaro eyayihlanganisa wonke amazwe ase-Africa. So I was a deputy captain waleyo team leyana. At one stage we played ne-Brighton iseku-3rd or 4th division. Manje sikwi-Premier League e-England, and then they saw me and they approached me but bacela ukuthi ngizojoyina i-academy yabo and kuyakhokhwa lapha kunika ngama-pounds yabo so bazonikeza wona ngathi no mina ngiyafunda ngilabathi no it's fine accommodate then I go to usupervisor wami uDr. Kaplinski ukuze also former South African no based lapha e-UK ngimtshele ngithi manje nayi opportunity ibhola ngiyalithanda yabo so athi nje uma uhamba wosayina le nto leyana uzolisa scholarship sakho and uzobuyiselwa ekhaya. Hey, and I was so sad because yabo ngangibona i-opportunity ngabe ngiyi-professional player yes but that is one of the opportunities ayikhona but ukuba ne-guidance uguide abantu abadala kunawe bakunike bathe ungakhohluzeli la wena then here to learn ama-skills that ofanele uhambe impart back in the country for development. South Africa needs you young people so nalento yokuthi umuntu abe political conscious yasiza yabo because we're learning about Umam Charlotte Maxeke also Simkhotha left and right now ama-quotations akufika manje kumina ke singikhothe if you rise you must bring somebody with you yabo and Charlotte Maxeke they went overseas they studied first women USA science wabuya back enawo ama-opportunities ngathi mina who am I ukuthi ngizo yabo so there were those things Dr. Joel Dube ngiyi-product esikole sakhona uhambile wafunda overseas wabuya back akahlalanga bemnika ama-opportunities wazowenza something in Nanda today's Ohlange Institute and it benefited a lot of other people so those things also yabo zasila engqondweni yami ukuthi hey ngathunyelwa kuzofunda ukuthi ngibele back ngizoba i-resource ekhanda so that's how I skipped up my opportunities.
No kuyezwakala kakhulu Njomani. Now uchaza kabanzi ngempilo yakho which is so important and it's also I believe it's very motivational. Now asingene it's a month evamise ngizoquote ngithi abantu abasha bavamise ungayinaki mhlambe futhi nabantu abaningi but it's a month where we get to commemorate and also observe ourselves as African people and ngitheme ngalaza ngathi hayi ukhona umuntu engimaziyo odila ne-storytelling saselokishini direct every single day oyibreedayo le nto sichazele Njomani i-role that is played by theatre to preserve and also to defend our identity in the communities ethu mina ngwase Claremont omunye wakaMasha omunye waseMlazi omunye waNdengezi to preserve this culture yethu.
Hey uthinta i-topic very important lenyanga ye-Africa Month. I used to argue former minister uNathi Mthethwa ngithi mina one it's a very good thing ukuthi yaqala uyena lento ye-Africa Month what no why should it be Africa Day let's use the whole month and conscientize people so that bazokwazi ba ubani ngithi mina it should be every month actually because we're fighting a 400 years plus war against your slavery colonizations and apartheid so we're fighting against a big tide esistriphe as abantu abamnyama even today azazi ngobani because of that 400 years plus war esikuyona thina kwabuya kwa-add-a no-40 years we-apartheid on top of that uthi nje you are inferior you nothing yabo a white man is superior wena you are inferior so eningenile lento le uyibona even i-youth yethu I always say nina ngithi le youth engiyi-trainayo ngithi ngathi nina nowesi kunathi ngathi nina experience i-apartheid but aniyazi apartheid kodwa ngathi nina na experience ayo ngendlela eniwese janaki yabo nje ngathi kunina nje
ngasekuphelile
yeah ngathi nje anazi nje yabo ni give up nje ningakaqali lutho so for me I come from a school where it says ukuthi in a nation where art is dead that nation is also dead. A nation that doesn't respect or know its culture is like a tree without its roots. That is Marcus Garvey ewayekhuluma ngalento le inspiration ama-African American during ama-60s. They need to know ama-roots how they need to know i-culture yabo and leyo i very important kuthina-ke abantu be-arts in other words ichaza ukuthi la eSouth Africa nje basino Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. If i-social cohesion fails, if i-nation building fails, if i-moral regeneration fails, because those are the mandates of the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. That means the arts, the theater, the music, the dance failed the nation. Now, which means we need to work extra hard as abantu abakwi art space. And therefore, asikwazi uqala ukusebenza hard singayi understand who we are. It starts ukuthi njengamanje azasobani. When it suits us we sibiza ngama blacks. When it suits us we biza ama black Africans or ama Africans. So we confused. I was arguing with one of ama BC Black Consciousness stalwart. Ngithi lokubuka Steve kusekhona manje ngabe aka consciousness. At that time it was relevant because it was uniting us nama Indians nama Coloureds as abantu regarded as black. But now you can say ukuthi bashile isodwa manje as ama Africans. So ngabe African consciousness, that's what we need. Because into black is a color. It's a dominant color. It's everywhere. You find it in all the countries on all the on continent. But the moment umuntu eto black uyakudissociate nelokuzana ne-origination yakho. But umuthi nge-African, then I know I belong to a continent ebizwa nge-Africa. Then it forces me ukuthi now I need to study what is it about this continent. What is its history? How rich it is?
Yeah.
Ama minerals is now and everything. But umuthi nge-black, I belong nowhere. Then once watching the African, then I'll start and study the continent. Then wow, kanti there are civilizations are great, like Ashanti Empire. Kanti kuno Zimbabwe, Motapa, Southern Africa, Mapungube, Ethiopia, or the Mali manuscripts are connecting back to. Then you say, Kanti, this is how we so great. And then you start learning with it. Actually, we're the people who taught white people how to read, how to write, how to calculate, how to do everything in this continent. But if ungazazanga wangawazi sihlalisha ngecontinent ngekwazi ukuthi ama Greeks first white people to come to Africa abelungu, they were taught in Kemet, which is now were colonized wasibizwa nge-Egypt. That's why in Egypt today you find not even a single person, mhlawumbe 1% umuntu onjengami nawe, because they were wiped out first of all by ama Italian, and then ba wipe out ama Arabs when they were colonizing Egypt. Now bayenza enclave yabo. So but historically rich, and people don't even know ukuthi Sudan inama oldest pyramids. Kahle se Egypt akhiwa copied from la wase Sudan, now wase Ethiopia. So now angithi all those things they make us ukuthi ngibe proud. It's wow, in Ethiopia kanti kuna there's a this long statue ebizwa nge-Axiom. When you look at it, it's almost similar to Washington DC, this long thing.
Yes.
Yafana exactly.
Okay.
But Ethiopia is the oldest one. It's in million years ago, BCE, before Common Era. Le yake AD, after that, it's not even in BC.
Right.
So once you start studying about Africa, then you realize, wow, Ethiopia is like Eden, like Africa.
Right.
But then why it was destroyed? It was destroyed because of this information. When I look at Ethiopia, I don't want to be like that, because kune history la mase study izongitshela ukuthi ama first castle they were built from Ethiopia, then they were copied in Europe, all over Europe, and the architects that built those one in Europe are Africans. But now, as far as la was Ethiopia, asazi ukuthi the biggest church eyoqala nje ubona ama church efana wonke ase Europe eyoqala yakhiwe lapha ne-Ethiopia, but asivale Ethiopia City yizo labantu abaqophekayo, yizo labantu abambi, abantu abalambayo.
Definitely.
So now that picture awufuni ukuyi-associate nayo, and the more ungayi-associate nayo, then you losing information ebalulekile ezokwenza ube nale pride yokuba yi-African. So that's why so kumina ke athi ke it's a powerful tool. you can create songs through these things and kulmangas. You can create some poems, can create some architect, can sculptures, can write some scripts for TV, for theater, for music, and for television. So that's a power. In a nation where art is dead, that nation is also dead, because about them to the exposed to abantu ngeke bebe conscious ukuthi wow, can't we so rich. People don't even know there's Mapungubwe. Now we know the oldest skull in Africa was in Ethiopia. Skalus baze benze move ngayo isilungu bayenza aba umlungu yabo. But because when they traveled to Europe, they could not find the oldest skull. Bastola Ethiopia was the first one. It's a million years ago. Now when you come to South Africa, just outside Pretoria Mapungubwe, there is a one that is even older than Ulusi. And now it tells you, a crack of humankind. It's here in South Africa.
It truly is.
So, it is here, but we don't know. And I'm telling you, every day, there are a lot of tourists that are in Mapungubwe Manje. White people that are going there. They're curious. They want to study. They want to know. But any youth in a township at Claremont, no Manchesterville, would see in Mapungubwe, but they don't know what is the crack of humankind. They don't know. And it's in UN, it's registered. So the art in our low power, we need to be conscientizing our own people, our youth, babene pride. But no, you can't just come in here and take my minerals, put your processor somewhere else, Anglo-American. I've been processing those 1 million years ago. In Mapungubwe, there's a proof. My examples are called a processed gold that is there. So now what are you going to be teaching me about? The iron, I discovered it. I processed it before you white people came in here. Industrial revolution. We're already using spears, catcher, portrait, and everything through the time. So art can tell us. I'm an architect, as well creator through art can conscientize people. Then Abu is a pride, who want to be about, especially youth.
No, Ukuluma, we're talking to a powerhouse, and it's funny because just few moments before I was speaking to my friend Ukuluma history of Ethiopia. Like, what? The whole idea of having this podcast, Njomani, is to conscientize Africans and to also bring back Ubuntu bethu and just to tell these stories, because these stories unazo nomunye unazo, but there's nowhere to find them. So to have these stories and people know them, and our kids have to know and learn ukuthi singobani kahle kahle, because quite thina sizazi we are learning. It's like we're learning in a job. Yabona siyaphila sibiza singama Africa, but we don't understand what that actually means. And I'm so glad, I'm so excited to talk to you today. But our time just keeps moving and running away from me. It's also bothering me. But let's look back. K-Cap production and the moment when you say, this is my legacy, when was that?
Well, I started the K-Cap on 93. Immediately when I came back from my master's, I came here in September. Then in October, then I opened K-Cap. I brought together my like-minded people, and then already constitution was developed while since UK. Because I say yabo laba babone kahle sengibastadishile manje nasemasontweni bona baye emasontweni babhizi benza into zabo yabo. So ngathi when I came back I was so clear. Then I launched K-Cap October 30 93. So it's not 32 years manje. Then 94 I started with the theater, because I know Power Theater. I've seen it sebenza overseas in South Africa during a protest theater. Yo Gibson Kingdom Bongeni Ngema, John Candice. Let me start there. Let me bring in these young people, and I created the production it is on Alive Kids. Listen, I'm going to put life. I'm going to put light on them. Young as they are, nobody believed in that. 94, I took them. In 95, ngazisa eGrahamstown National Arts Festival. Sibizwa ngeMakhanda manje. Then they won an award, standing ovation award. The musical Alive Kids, which were alive as kids. So if you nurture us right, so we're right. And I took a theme, street kids.
Right.
But those kids that you see there, they are not street kids. There's a reason why they are there. But if you can take them and nurture them in the right, so I use my examples about Brazil and then juxtaposing in South Africa. That was my first entry. And then people started to realize because from there, I was there totally invitation yoga UK touring with those kids. 96, then they went there, Batorisha, the whole of UK. 97, they returned back. 98, they returned back. 97, I was approached by War Child Foundation bacela ukuthi ne Children's Foundation yase-UK bacela ukuthi ngibabhalele istory esixoxa nge-child labor. Then I wrote Our Voice Our Rights ebuka kwi-child labor. Then 97, that was 97, 98 bacela ukuthi ngenze ebuka ama-children or as ama-victims of war kuma countries. Then I did that. I followed to Princess Diana and Namalan Mines, how they were affecting young people in Africa. And then I scripted a Cry Not Child, a musical. Now, for Torisha, Christian Aid funded that one. Then I said, hold on, I've been writing about the children. Let me write about our own history, about who we are. Then I scripted Space on there was looking at Ushaga in a different way. I was so angry when I was looking at Ushaga Zulu like TV because it was a distorted story. There was story, and a white man was not hiding. Now 95% of that thing why he created Michael Caine Babesho party. They were distorting our history and making Ushaga a bad person. Then I said, I want to correct that. Then I wrote to Shaga to buy the Shaga, the space born. Shaga is a team, a unifier. Shaga as an Africanist. Shaga as a Democrat. Shaga as a builder of nation. All those things. Kwafuku Mandela in 2001, Joburg Theatre. Wayezohlala hours ubuka bayede Shaga. Wahlala 3 hours wafuna ukwenza ama-photos ne-cast lezo ngane. All those kids today, they are all over the world. Abanye bako Lion King, abanye bama-breadwinners today through arts. From there, so that was for me my pride, which I've proven good this thing will work. Up until 2003 when I beat KKP Khamat Art Center as a home. Now I've been traveling along. Sirente indawo seyikoleni sicoshwa singenayo indawo yokuthi so reza buphi. Let me build my own legacy. uDube built Ohlange, so I want to be the second person to build something for his own community. And I did that, and eKhamat Art Center is a testimony to that.
Hey, this is wonderful. With the short time that I have, Njomani, I want us to conclude with this. Africa Month and creative and storytelling. What's your hope for African storytelling in 10 years' time? Because we just celebrated 31 years of democracy. Now, what's next? What could we look forward to in the digital space now? Because this is where we're at.
It's so true. Last week I was doing a seminar AI, and the intellectual property copyright in relation to art. It's so interesting that you are raising that. It's serious space. We've got an opportunity to use AI, digital technology, to advance the story set as an African, and through our stories to so we level where by now we can be digitizing. By the way, last year December I opened the first animation lab in a township. It's here, like
I am coming.
There are about 25 students that are there. And what reason I've been researching about it from 2008, traveling in countries, China, Europe, and I realized amateurs actually they were so clever. They are using Disney. It is owned by amateurs. One of the 9 of the 10 companies are running Hollywood, and all of them are run by the amateurs. But they use Disney to indoctrinate their own kids knowing about themselves, and they start them from young through animation and cartoons. That why not? Why can't we copy that model and do that and tell our own stories through animation? Take zonke stories Dr. Namhlophe si animate. Take the inganekwane sasixoxa kudala ngoba zinama messages and everything. Si animate and tell our kids who they are that is the power of storytelling with Africa Month and us.
Ah, man, I can't wait for that. In fact, I am going to be coming soon, probably next week. I want to see this. I want to witness it. I'm so excited. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Itumeleng,
welcome.
for your time. And it's a great pleasure and honor to have you and just talk to you like this. I know there's so much more that we wanted to cover, but Nje, for your time, bless you and busiseke and uqhubekele phambili. Ungasheshe uyendawo. We need you. We need you.
Siyabonga kakhulu. Well, I'm pushing agenda ka 100 years. I won't depart until I'm
Yay!
100 years. My grandmother was 104 years, so I can't disappoint her. So I need to be
No,
100 years at least.
we won't allow anything less than that. No.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Have a blessed
Siyabonga.
one. All right.
Siyabonga kakhulu.
Wow, that was powerful. Thank you so much for sharing your journey, your wisdom, and KCAP's legacy with us. As we reflect on the Africa Month, let's remember that our stories are of resistance, our healing, and our future. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow the Africa Echo wherever you listen to podcasts and share with someone who believes in the power of African storytelling. Until next time, stay rooted and stay echoing. Ngiyabonga, siyabonga. Thank you so much. Goodbye.